and respects. I'm very happy for and I thank for the beautiful introduction and the words given by Dr. Murali Krishna and Dr. Vijay Amarpani. The topic is art of meditation. I'll try to present few ideas from our ancient wisdom. Then we'll analyze these ideas with our questions and try to internalize them through our question answers. Then we'll have a practical meditation technique to practice. Last 4 days we had 4 different sessions. Yoga for body, yoga for our inner verbalization, yoga for our mind, and yoga for our being, spirit. Every day we had a different topic, different subject. Now I'll give you a very simple presentation, few concepts about how our mind works, how we perceive things, how we process information inside our system, and how we take decisions, and where we can infuse peace, where we are missing the peace and bliss, where we can infuse peace and bliss. First thing, meditation is the greatest gift given to the world by Indian masters. Every society, every country has contributed something to the humanity. According to my experience, meditation is the contribution from India. That's the greatest contribution from India. Yoga and meditation is the greatest contribution given to the world by our ancient masters. Let me give you a simple diagram how we perceive things, how the information is processed inside our system according to yoga. Then we'll analyze these concepts with our questions. First thing, you see something through your eyes. The information which you receive through eyes goes to something called chakshu. In Sanskrit we call it chakshu. It's almost like a digital signal processor. The whole file is digitized. The information which you receive through eyes are digitized in the chakshu. Next, the whole file goes to chitta. Chitta is the memory. In chitta, elimination happens, the excluding happens. For example, if you are seeing me, the information which you receive through eyes goes to the chakshu. In chakshu, the whole file is digitized. Then the file goes to chitta. Chitta discriminates. This is not animal. This is not a plant. This is not a tree. This is not a mountain. The discrimination is done by the chitta. Then the whole file goes to manas. In Sanskrit we call it as manas. English mind. You may use any word. The mind does the process of identifying. Memory, chitta does the work of this is not, this is not, this is not. Manas does the work of this is it, this is it, this is it. It starts identifying. First it says, oh, a Swami. Then it says, meditation teacher, or whatever your mind wants to say, it gives you the identification. This is it. That is explained by the mind. Next, the whole file takes a quantum leap, goes to your ego. The whole file completely takes a quantum leap, goes to your ego. There you decide how I am supposed to respond to this moment or to this file. You decide what is there for me with this information. For example, you are seeing me, the file, you are seeing me through the eyes, the file goes to Chakshu, the whole file is digitized. And then the file goes to Chitta. Chitta says, this is not this, this is not this, this is not this. This is not a tree, this is not a plant, this is not an animal. Then the whole file goes to Manas. Manas decides, oh, this is a human being, this is a Swami. This is, you start identifying. Then the whole file goes to ego. Ego decides what is there for me with this person. Based on your past experiences with other meditation teachers or other Swamis, you decide whether to sit here or not to. You decide based on your past experiences. If you had good experiences with some other guru, some other master, with some other spiritual teacher or meditation teacher, you decide, let me sit here, this is the place for me. I should learn something. If you had some bad experience with somebody who was wearing the same orange robe, immediately you decide, no, this is not the place for me. I don't want to sit here. That what is there for me, that connection is given by the ahamkar, ego. Then the command comes back to the mind. The command is executed. You start doing what you want to do. One thing, if this whole process, if it is straight, clear, as I explained now, there will be no problem. But it is not completely conscious or straight, as I explained. At one point, you take a different path. Only from I to mind, the process is conscious, straight, which is under your control. As I explained now, it is straight, logical. From I to mind, it is completely logical, no problem. But from mind to ego, it is unconscious. It is not under your control. That is why, logically, if you analyze, you know smoking is injurious to health. According to the information which you receive through senses, according to the process of Chakshu, Chitta, Manas, you know smoking is injurious to your health. But suddenly you decide to smoke. Why? If it is straightforward conscious process, when you know it is not good for your health, naturally you will drop. But we say, no, I know it is not good. But there is a small story. One guy came to me and said, Swamiji, a week ago I read a book which explains the negative impacts on our being by smoking. After that, I stopped. I asked him, oh, you stopped smoking, that's nice. He said, no, Swamiji, I stopped reading like these confusing books. You know, many times you know which is right and wrong, but we are not able to decide with our straight logical data. The data which you get logically, if you decide based on that, your whole life will be conscious. The conscious life is what I call spiritual life, integrated life, holistic life. But we are not. In many places, we do make unconscious decisions. Why we make? When the file takes a quantum leap, This area, the unconscious zone, is filled with lot of samskaras, engraved memories. That is the right word for samskara. Engraved memories. These engraved memories, they just decide on their own without asking your permission. Logically, you know smoking is injurious for health. But suddenly you decide, let me smoke. Because of the engraved memory, samskara. Samskara is so powerful, it can just pull you to do the same act again and again. It has got tremendous power, force over your being. These samskaras are the root cause for many illnesses. I can say at least all psychosomatic illnesses. Samskaras are the root cause. These samskaras, these engrams, are the reason for our stress. If you see your life, the same incident, the same person will create a different types of response, will create a different emotion in your being at different times. When you are in a good mood, calm mood, the same incident, you will be able to handle it much better way. If you are disturbed, even a small incident, you are totally depressed. You are not able to handle it. It is because of the samskaras. The engrams play a major role in your thinking system. For example, if you are hurt or disturbed by somebody who was wearing white cloth, whenever you see a person wearing white cloth, that engram automatically comes up. That is why, if you are hurt, disturbed in a particular place, when you see that place again, even if the person is not there, you will have that same low mood. You will have that same depression. You will project the same thing in the place at some time. It's very serious. The major decisions which you make are impacted because of these samskaras. In major decisions, when you take a major decisions, very important things in your life, if the samskaras inspire you, you don't even know in which direction you are traveling. You don't even know in which direction you are traveling. Especially some engrams which is deeply recorded inside your being unconsciously, continuously you repeat them without awareness. Continuously you repeat them without even your awareness. Especially morning when you start brushing your teeth, you can see your mind will be repeating some words which is not directly related to your life, which is not directly related to your routine. Simply you will be repeating something. When you are taking bath, your mind will be repeating some words. I always tell people, if you are in the house, brushing your teeth, you are already in the office, thinking about your routine. If you are in the office, seeing patients, already you are in the beach, having vacation. If you are sitting in the beach, enjoying the cool breeze, already you are there in the house, thinking about your next routine. One thing is sure, you are not there where you are. If you are here, we can be sure you are everywhere except here. We just continuously go around. We almost live like ghosts because of these samskaras, because of these engrams. Continuously you are repeating something inside your being which is not directly logically connected to your routine or to your life. This unconscious process creates a lot of disturbance in your physical health and mental health. For example, when you are in deep fear or in a high peak mood of greed, these engrams, these samskaras gets recorded in your system. If a small girl falls into a swimming pool or a stream of water, if people shout, "Oh, she can't breathe, catch her, help her," that word gets recorded in a system as a samskara. She will suffer asthma even after becoming 40, 50. Continuously the samskara repeats itself in our being. I have seen hundreds of cases like these people suffering because of samskaras. I work with patients. We heal through meditation. At least in the last 2 years, more than 200,000 people had a spiritual healing touch or meditation through our institution. I'm working with lakhs of people. I tell you from my experience, many of the psychosomatic illnesses has got their roots in samskaras. If we can heal this samskara, we can do a very big service to the humanity. The meditation heals the samskaras. Meditation helps you to come out of the samskaras. Apart from the physical health, the mental level also, the stress, the main root cause for stress is the samskaras. Actually, these samskaras, when they are sitting in this unconscious zone, they will not allow any file directly to reach the ego. More the samskaras, more the file will be distorted. Everybody will sign their opinion on that file. Understand? The file is supposed to move from this table, this person to that person. Between, if there are only 2-3 persons, the file will move quickly and file will go as it is. If there are 300 persons sitting in between, everybody will write their opinion. By the time the file reaches the last person will not know what decision to make. He just says something, decision is made and it is executed. More the engrams, more the samskaras, more confusion and more stress. And the process also takes more time. That is why many times you will not be able to decide for 10 years. Simple decision we will not be able to take even for 10 years because more engrams, more samskaras. By the time people decide whether to get married or not, already the life is over. Many times you can't decide. Why? Because too many engrams, too many samskaras. The process takes too long time. So many persons writing their opinions. What will happen to the file? You will never be able to decide. It becomes a complete confusion. Too many engrams create many psychosomatic illnesses and confusion in our day-to-day life, whether it is relationships or it is a profession. It will be very difficult to take any decision. Even small decisions look like too big. You feel that you are not able to take the decisions. You feel insecure continuously even to take a small decision. People are not able to do any change in their life because of these engrams. Too many samskaras, you will not be able to move in your life. The whole courage or the power to move in the life is completely disturbed. The unconscious process or the engrams is the root cause, the single root cause for many of our problems. If we can infuse peace, silence into this unconscious zone, the whole unconscious zone becomes conscious zone. Because the moment you remove the engrams, the moment you remove the samskaras, the whole process will be under your control, will be under your awareness, will be under your consciousness. Only because of the samskaras, the process goes to the unconscious zone. If the samskaras are removed by infusing peace into the unconscious zone, the whole thing will come under your awareness, removing the samskaras by infusing peace into that unconscious zone is what I call meditation. One more thing, the time taken for the conscious process and time taken for the unconscious process. Should you have any? Okay, I can try it and show.
Outside that.
It's okay. Alright. It's okay. The time taken for the conscious process and the time taken for the unconscious process only decides whether you are in the instinct level or intellect level or in the intuition level. If the time taken for the conscious process is more than unconscious process, for example, for unconscious process if you take less time, you are at instinct level, immediately you choose. Of course, the file goes very late, because you can't wait for file, you just decide something. The file never reaches even the ego. In between somebody decides. The leader is never given a chance to decide. Simply in between somebody signs the file and passes the order. You start executing it. If the time taken for the unconscious process is less, means you are in instinct level, animal level. If the time taken for conscious and unconscious, if it is equal, then we are in the level of intellect, man, human level. If the time taken for unconscious, if it is more, means we are more peaceful inside our being. We are more silent inside our being. We are more integrated inside our being. We are calm inside our being. Means we are in the level of intuition, in the level of God. Animal, man, God. Instinct, intellect, intuition. All these three levels are decided only based on the meditation power. If you can infuse more and more silence into your unconscious zone, we can move from instinct to intellect, intellect to intuition. Intuition word is one more important word. Very difficult for logical people to understand that there is something called intuition exists. Very small example. In one of our meditation camp, one person asked me, Swamiji, many times I get an experience, like when I am sitting in a party, suddenly I feel that within 5 minutes somebody is going to come or something is going to happen, and actually it happens. If I hear a telephone ringing, suddenly I remember some friend's name whom I have not seen or remembered for last 10 years. I remember his name. When I pick up the phone, he is there on the line. When I hear the doorbell, suddenly I remember some relative's name. When I go and open the door, he is standing, he is there. This happens in my life many times, Swamiji. How it happens? Why it happens? I asked that whole crowd, how many of you experienced like this at least once in your life? These same moments. She told one more thing. When I go to some friend's house, when I go first time, suddenly I feel I have come to the same place already. And I am able to tell in which room what things are there. And it is exactly there as it is. When I asked that group, how many of you had this type of experience at least once in your life? More than 80% raised their hands. Now let us analyze. How many of you had this type of experience at least once in your life? Oh. See, now we should understand, analyze something. If it is in one person's life, once or twice, we can reject it in the name of coincidence. Oh, it is just coincidence. We can reject. But when it happens in so many persons' lives, So many times, how can we reject it? Just with a simple word, coincidence. We can't reject this. Just with a simple word, coincidence. There is something more. We can't use just one word and remove or put this whole thing aside. There is something more than our intellect. We need to look into it. We need to analyze it. Of course, a lot of research are being done. I do not know much about the other things. But one thing is sure, according to yoga, I can explain this phenomenon. At that moment, fortunately, knowingly or unknowingly, you come to the present moment. When you come to the present moment, you will have the power, energy to see what is going to happen next. Almost no confusion. You reach the state where there is no confusion. No engrams are signing your file. At that moment, for that single moment, no engrams are signing your file. Your file is straight away reaching the ego without any signature from any samskaras. The whole process is conscious. That is why suddenly you get glimpse of intuition. Suddenly you get what is going to happen next. You can stay continuously in that same state by practice. People tell me, Einstein says in one place, logic is a servant, intuition is a gift from higher energy. I tell you, intuition is not just gift. You can make it as a salary. If it is a gift, we have to wait. Who will give, when they will give, what time, whether it will come or not, we don't know. You can make this as a salary. You can work for it. You can achieve it. You can make it as your life. We can stay in that same state of intuition or same state of ultimate consciousness continuously through meditation. One more thing I want to say, because it's a very important thing for doctors. Yesterday we were analyzing about this subject. Taking the negative energies of patients continuously, whether you believe it or not, you are meditating on patients. Continuously you are contemplating on negativities, the problems of the patients. There was a beautiful research which I was reading, that in medical schools, if a particular subject, if they are teaching about particular disease, more than, for example, headache or knee pain, back pain, more than 40% of the students show the same symptoms at the time of teaching. 40%. When you continuously contemplate on some particular disease or symptom, you tend to feel it. Even you can see when you listen about some symptom, you just compare inside your mind. Do I have that? Do I have it? When you contemplate, you try to express or experience the same things in your system. Continuously, whether you believe it or not, accept it or not, we are meditating on patience. And when whatever things you are receiving, the negative engrams or the negative ideas you are receiving from the patients, straight away goes and settles down in the unconscious zone. It is in the unconscious zone, creating more trouble for us, as if we have less karmas, as if we have less samskaras. We acquire more and more samskaras, which creates more trouble, more complications in our life. That is why in Ayurveda and yoga system, they emphasize every healer has to meditate to disconnect the etheric connection from the patients. Every healer has to clean himself, disconnect himself from the etheric connection of the patients. It is not only for healers, even for doctors. when you are continuously listening to the problems of patients, naturally you get associated or you start swallowing all their problems, those negative ideas, negative thoughts. You can see in your life many times, even after coming back to the house, your mind will be repeating the words which you heard from the patients. Mind is just continuously repeating the same words which we heard from patients. We need to clean ourselves. Please at least take 10 to 15 minutes per day to clean yourself. Just like when you come out of the hospital, you clean your hands, you take bath, to keep yourself away from bacteria. Same day, you need to meditate and disconnect ourselves. We need to meditate and disconnect ourselves from the etheric connections or the negativities which we are receiving. We need to keep the quality of our inner space, the unconscious zone. We need to keep our inner space clean and peaceful. It is our responsibility. We give appointment to everybody, but we don't give appointment to ourselves. Please decide now onwards to give at least 15-20 minutes appointment to yourself, to keep your inner space peaceful, happy and healthy. These are the few concepts which I wanted to express. Thank you that you all sat and listened. Now we'll take few minutes to analyze these concepts with your questions. You will analyze it. You are welcome to ask any question. After the question answers, we'll see a simple practical meditation technique through which you can keep your inner space peaceful and blissful. You are welcome to put any question. Yes.
Do you believe in next life?
It is too big theory, ma. See, let's bother about this life. I always tell people ask me, Swamiji, can you teach me the technique to get the past life memory? I tell them, this 30-40 year life memory itself is haunting us. It is making us mad. We are going crazy. Just this 30-40 years of memories. If we get 60 or 70 more years of memory, what will happen to us?
So she's here, she's not here.
So, I request, better not to bother about these esoteric things of next life, past life. Let's bother about this life, man. We are not able to live happily this life. Then when we are not able to live happily this life, what are we going to do? By what? Knowing the past life or the next life. People come and ask me, Swamiji, please teach me some technique. I wanted to do the Vashya of the 1800 Kali, or some big devatas. I wanted to see that devata. I wanted to have boons from that devata. I wanted to see. They come and ask me. I tell them, first learn the technique of how to live happily with the 200 wives, 200 women. When we are not able to live happily with her, what are we going to do? Seeing 1800 women or 1800 Kali and all these things. So I always tell people, better drop too much of esoteric things. Let's come to the day-to-day life. Let's make this life more happy, more blissful. Then later on we can see about all those things. And one thing, even if I answer your question, waste of your time and waste of so many people time, what are we going to do? Next. Yes.
I mean, I think that we need to understand how the meditation helps, especially with your talk and Lord Krishna Scott, and I want to thank Vijay for sharing our experience. I think kind of a gastroenterologist like those of how this can be useful. But I wanted to ask, how does the healing touch come into this? Can you explain that? How does that?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. We have 7 energy centers inside our system. Of course, not only the yoga according to Hinduism, even according to yoga according to Buddhism, Tantra, everybody speak about the 7 chakras. I don't think it is exactly the glands which they speak. Maybe the energy related to the gland, the seven gland, maybe some way through energy level they may be relating with the gland. Of course, the traditional belief is that these chakras are only controlling and managing our physical, mental, emotional and spiritual activities. If some of these chakras are disturbed, we fall or we get diseases. If we can heal those chakras, activate those chakras through meditation, naturally disease disappears. We become healthy. If you can do by your own meditation, it is called self-healing. If you take the help of a master who meditates, it is called healing. One question comes here. How can somebody else give energy to us? Of course, in the modern day, a lot of researches are done about this Kirlian photography and all those things. They prove very clearly the energy can be shared. And even if you study deeply Einstein's theory, he says there is no such thing as matter and energy in the end. In the end, he speaks almost like a mystic, as Murali Krishna was mentioning, Dr. Murali Krishna was saying, he's a rishi. Einstein is a rishi. The end of his theory, what he says, equal to mc square. The same thing is expressed by Isavasya Upanishad. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Whatever exists is energy. He's almost like a rishi. In the end, he says that there is no such thing as a matter energy separately. So when you can give a matter to somebody, why not energy? All you need is a right technique to share. Of course, still we are not able to quantify how much of energy is shared and all those things. That's the reason we are not able to give something like across the table. But one thing is sure, energy can be shared. That much I can be sure. How much it can be shared, how better way we can share, through what techniques, all those things, we have to do a little more research. If you do it by yourself meditating, it is called self-healing. If you take the help of a master, it is called healing. And it is possible from time immemorial. In India, this practice is, of course, it was practiced and it is in the practice. You can see even, of course, your own villages. If you go to your villages, you can see some kids fall sick, they will take the child to the village priest, and the village priest will take the neem leaf and beat the kid with some mantra, some words, and this kid will cry like anything. Within 2-3 days, he will become alright. And you can see this as a regular phenomenon. It is not that once or twice. Somehow, in India, the healing is a regular phenomenon which happens in every village. I can say India has got at least 2-3 million healers. 2-3 million in every village, it's the regular thing. There are many villages, people don't go anywhere else. Somehow, even though we are still yet to come up with a clear-cut data to present the whole phenomenon across the table, even though we are not able to completely objectify it, completely present in the objective form, the whole thing, but there is something behind this whole healing system. That much only I can say. Yes, next.
What about continuous internal japas like Gayatri Mantra, for example?
Yes. Of course, the japa. Japa is a beautiful technique to reduce the power of engrams over your thinking. To make the whole thing into conscious. Japa is one of the beautiful technique. But one more thing, there is a danger. When you do japa, it should not become one more unconscious process. I have seen many people, one side they will be saying, Rama Krishna, Rama Krishna, Rama Krishna. Hey, what happened to the brinjal? Did you attend the phone call properly? What happened to your work? Did you get ready? Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Then it becomes one more unconscious process. Please don't allow the japa to become one more unconscious process. If it is done consciously with awareness, then it helps you to come out of the engrams. It helps you to be more aware, more conscious of your thought process. you will be liberated from samskaras. If it becomes unconscious process, there is a big danger that itself will become one more engram and will continuously create a fear if you don't do. Continuously create a fear if you don't do. Please just be careful. You need to be conscious when you do japa or meditation. Yes.
Where should our awareness be when we are doing japa?
Where should our awareness be? You see, when you repeat some mantra, when you repeat a particular word, just see from where that word is raising in your being. In your inner space, when you close your eyes, you have inner space. In your inner space, from where that word is raising, just see the root. Just concentrate on the root of the word which you are repeating. Then naturally, you will enter into the source of japa, which is your consciousness itself. Yes.
If you feel like vibrations all over the body, is it okay to concentrate on vibrations all over the body?
You can see, you can start searching the source of vibrations, from where the vibration starts. Now you will be doing a very small meditation technique to keep our inner space peaceful and blissful. Before that, anyone question? We'll finish that question.
When we utter mantras, most of the time it will be in Sanskrit like that. We don't even know what we are uttering, the meaning of it. But then does it has effect on the engrams?
No problem. There's one thing. She's asking if it is a Sanskrit mantra. We don't even know the meaning, what to do. There is no need for you to know the meaning. If you know the meaning, it's okay. Any word repeated with awareness will silence your mind. Any word repeated with awareness will make your mind silent. I have seen few people repeating even Coca-Cola. Of course, you need to be aware. You need to be aware. You can't just repeat and do something else. You need to be aware. Of course, one more thing. I just made fun about this Coca-Cola. Naturally repeating the divine names has got its own impact. We can't compare Coca-Cola and Ramakrishna. Surely we can't compare. But what I am emphasizing is more on awareness. Just to emphasize on awareness, I made this statement. But surely, when you repeat the divine names, it has got its own effect. Its own thing on your being. Yes.
How long does the meditation effect last?
Oh. Even if you can clean your inner space only once a day with a 15 minutes, that is enough. For next 24 hours, your inner space will be clean. 15 minutes or 20 minutes is more than enough to maintain complete 24 hours, the same quality of the inner space. And one more thing, after a few days you will understand, it is not even the quantity of time, it is the quality, how intensely you sit. How intensely you meditate. You don't even need, after a few days, you don't even need 15-20 minutes. Just 5 minutes will be more than enough. After some time, you don't even need that 5 minutes. Just remembrance, smarana is enough. By remembrance itself, you will be able to clean your inner space. See, this is the only scale. When you close your eyes, after the meditation, your inner space should be peaceful. You should feel a well-being, healthy. You should understand, health is not just no diseaseness. No diseaseness is only one part of health. The real health is something more than no diseaseness. Feeling of well-being. If you feel alive, bubbling, simply oozing out the bliss, that is what I call health. If you feel that mood when you close your eyes in your inner space, you reach the state of meditation.
Closing eyes is important, or you can do with open eyes?
In the initial level, you need to close your eyes. After that, you don't need. I think this time should be enter into the. Yes. All right.
I have one. Could you share with
the audience what the NSP training is, and then if anyone really wants to get serious about uncovering their engrams, there's the most wonderful program, and everyone should know about this. Great.
Of course, she is asking about our program. We do a 2 days workshop, meditation workshop, to clean this engrams recorded in our system, which is already into our being, which is not under our control now, which is there already. To remove that, she is asking about that program. Nothing more than that. Of course, that program is designed to clean the engrams which we have in our being. It is offered all over the world to our teachers. Our website may give you the detail. Alright, anyone?
Swamiji, I don't have this question, but I would like to share what I have experienced. For vasanas, what we call imprints, vasanas, vasudevasya vasitam bhuvanam trayam sarvabhuta nivasosi vasudeva namastute. So that just helps, because like ours,
Vasanas are not samskaras, please understand. Vasanas are dead imprints which don't have enough power to pull you to walk in the same path. But samskaras are living, alive. They have the power to pull you down and make you walk in that same path.
okay.
So vasanas are different and samskaras are different.
Okay, but the Maya, what we call illusion.
Oh,
So
it is
that-
too big topic.
I know. No, I can't go into that one. But like, after all, it's a divine power. So just to control that one.
Please understand.
It's-
To talk philosophy, I think I can speak more philosophy because I am a professional
No, I'm not
philosopher.
talking, no, I just like to share.
Let's put some questions which is useful for everybody. See, I request you can put some question which will be useful for all of us. Just to talk some philosophy, I think it's my profession. So,
Just want to make a comment. I'm a psychiatrist, practice psychotherapy. What you are talking about today and last few days, like the psychotherapy in Western models and what our scriptures, there are a lot of similarities actually.
of course.
You know, in the confessions in the Christianity. You know, the only thing is that somebody talked about how to get rid of these negative engrams. It's like getting rid of your unconscious
Yes.
conflicts and emotions in psychotherapy.
Yes.
It's a-
First thing, for immediate use, I can offer this technique, meditation technique which we are going to do. That will help. If you are too serious, really serious, now again I have to say that workshop may help you. You can try. Now then it is time for us to do this small meditation technique. How much time we have? I think we will, I'll give the instruction, we will do it only for a few minutes. We'll just do it we will finish the whole thing within 10 minutes. Let me repeat, I think there's no time to give the gist. I'll just give the meditation technique. 4 instructions. This is from Tibetan Buddhism. This technique is very powerful technique. 4 instructions. Sitting straight, the first instruction. You can sit in the sofa or chair or anywhere, no problem. But your head, neck, backbone should be in a straight line. Second instruction, closing the eyes. Please understand, when I say close your eyes, I don't mean just closing your eyelids. Something more has to be done. Usually, when you open your eyes, you will see all these things. When you close your eyes, you will see all these scenes in your inner space. Now that also has to be stopped. How to? Just for 30 seconds. Just for 30 seconds or 1 minute. Create little pressure on your eyeballs mentally. Not physically, mentally. If you can create little pressure, or if you just press the eyelids, inside the inner visualizations will come down. Just for 1 minute. You should not do more than 1 minute. This is the second step. To disconnect yourself to purify the inner space. Please don't do it physically through your hands, by your hands. Do it mentally. This is the second step. Third step, please understand. First, you can listen the instruction, then we can do it. Third step, creating a loud humming sound in your inner space. Don't allow any thought to come in your inner space. Just create loud humming. The humming itself will take care. Automatically thoughts will disappear. Just create a loud humming sound. Let me show you how. As loudly as possible, as intensely as possible, as deeply as possible. Just fill your inner space with this vibration. Naturally, the engrams will be put to rest. You will infuse peace into your unconscious zone. When you do this humming, automatically thoughts will not be there. Do this humming for 20 minutes. Then after that, for 10 minutes, just sit silently in a very relaxed way. Let me repeat the instruction. First, sitting straight. Second, closing your eyes. Third, 20 minutes of humming. Fourth, 10 minutes of silent sitting. This is a very simple initial level meditation technique. I always promote this one technique for the beginners because this technique does a lot to our being. It can keep your inner space peaceful and blissful. It can protect yourself from the negativities which we are continuously receiving from the outer world, from our patients or from our friends or relatives or family, from anywhere. It can protect ourselves from the negativities which we are receiving from the outer world, and it can heal. It can remove the samskaras which we have already recorded inside our system. We can get rid of these engrams. Even though technique looks very simple, when you practice, you will understand the effect. You will understand the result. Now, we can take just few minutes. We will do it only for 3 minutes, 3 minutes. 3 minutes we will do the humming, and 2 minutes we will be silent just to have the taste, so that you will be able to practice it in the house. If you are interested, please start. Please sit straight. You can close your eyes. Just for a few seconds, create a little pressure on your eyeballs. You can stop the eyeball movements by creating a little pressure so that the thoughts will come down. Start humming as intensely as possible, as loudly as possible.